I guess, all right, first of all, I guess we're going to just introduce ourselves and how we got into Doctor Who, and then we'll, kind of go from there.
Works for me?
Okay, you want to go first? Ladies first?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Oh, well, everyone, I'm Steffi. I'm the volunteer coordinator here. As I explained earlier, I volunteer at a lot of conventions. This is my world, and I love it. I got into Doctor Who about, I want to say 5 years ago, if that. It's probably a little longer. I lost track of time. What happened was I saw previews to it, and it looked really good. It looked like a show I would be interested in, but I never had the time because I constantly worked or I'm at school. And then one late night, I had a free night. It was on. It was the episode Rose, and I just came on when the doctor gave a speech to Rose about how he feels like he's in the center of time itself. And that speech just like blew me away, and I've been a hardcore fan ever since.
Me too. Same thing.
Mine gets to be the slightly more deranged story, I guess. When I was a child, my babysitter frequently would go to Britain and hang out with John Pertwee. So my family was kind of already Whovians, and it was kind of expected. My grandmother knitted me and my father the full traditional length Tom Baker scarf. So, and then it was kind of fake, because I grew up kind of watching, what little bits and pieces were available at the time, because at the time, nobody had VCR, so if you just came across an episode or something, great. And then, as I became an adult and there wasn't much in the new way, and I just kind of lost track, and then I was in a production of Charles and Cressida. One of the other actors was like, have you heard they're bringing back this thing called Doctor Who? And I'm like, I love Doctor Who! So that's kind of, since the reboot, how I've gotten into that. So that's my demented little history. So
That's not demented, that's great.
That's awesome.
thank you. So that's why actually, in a weird way, when people are like, favorite Doctor, I have to say Pertwee, because otherwise, the family would kill me. So, but I do love Pertwee, to be truthful. But I also love Tennant, so.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Yeah. He's an angry Scot, so.
Oh, God.
Okay,
All right.
okay, 50th anniversary. Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Okay, wait. Okay,
I'm so scared.
who here has not seen the most recent season? The last season? I have.
Really?
Get out here right now.
Spoilers.
No spoilers then.
Go ahead.
No. Let's stay true to River Song, no spoilers.
Well, seeing as the 50th really isn't canon per se, I mean.
You hush. You hush. It's canon.
The troll Moffat is making it canon. Probably you killed Tennant. Oh, don't say that. You probably will die.
A little bit, yeah.
Alright, you guys want to hear a little bit of trivia?
Yeah!
Well, I guess I can ask, and then we'll see if anybody knows the answer, and then we'll just do random factoids. So, okay. Who can tell me when Doctor Who first screened? Yes.
I believe it was like 1963.
Very good. It was November 23rd. Very nice. Good job. Are you an old school Whovian, or are you
The first Doctor is the background on myself. Ooh. No, I'm not an incredible fan, but I have seen the past.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Now, and
He's finding all these keys.
actually, and this leads to an interesting factoid about the first Doctor and the first series. Can anyone tell me what the original Doctor Who was supposed to be? Yes.
It was supposed to be an educational thing on BBC.
Exactly. Doctor Who was supposed to be educational television. It was supposed to be able to talk about history and science in an interesting way, but they actually early on were quoted as to saying, "We will never use bug-eyed monsters." We see how long that lasted.
I don't know, I think it's pretty educational. I know really a lot about Daleks.
I know about
We're based on.
Pepperpots.
Okay, yes, physically yes. But now I'm like sitting at the buffet and just picking one up like exterminate. Like let's declare war on
You
the
don't do that already?
Oh no. I had sleep last night, so that's not here yet. But later. Okay. But they were actually based on what would of course, a British educational show. When you're bringing in a villain, what do you think they were based on? It's like history's greatest villain that they've
Nazis.
Exactly, Nazis.
That's an easy one.
The Daleks were originally supposed to be based on the Nazism. So. Okay.
Really? I'll take this one.
Okay.
So, this is really interesting. I just read here that Doctor Who employed the BBC's ever first producer. That was a female. I think that's cool.
Groundbreaking.
Go, Lily Bright.
Turn that day.
Why is there not a female doctor? It is technically possible.
They're actually, once again, the original creator of Doctor Who wanted there to be a female doctor. It is actually, it was supposed to be, Sylvester McCoy is 6, 5. Sorry, I'm having.
No, Sylvester McCoy is 7.
7. Why? Anyway, originally it was they were going to want to replace, and that would have been a female doctor at the time. But the director decided they were going to go with McCoy, Sylvester McCoy. But at the time, there was heavy consideration for a female doctor, and the original creator was pushing for that. So, while we'll connect that to Doctor Whooves, anytime somebody sees Colgate, now you can go, there! That's why there's a female with the Doctor Whooves. So, by fan speculation. So, until something happens in the comic, which, who here follows the comic book? Okay. Does anyone realize that now we are finally, within the last, since 2013, they have now changed his name to Doctor Whooves. They changed it back from Time Turner. The fans won that war. It is spelled H-O instead of W-H-O though, so that way they're not getting sued. But it is back to Doctor Whooves. So.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, so I take it as a win because there's actually like, weeping pony angels in the back and stuff. So I'm like, oh come on, it is so Doctor. If it wasn't before, it is now.
Anybody hear about Turpy though? Like
What about them?
coming in? Is she coming back? Do you know?
Oh yeah, well I mean actually in one of the comics she's in the background. He's showing her a fob watch.
Oh, nice.
And she's going, do I know you?
I gotta reread that.
I mean it's adorable.
Okay.
So, but okay. So question, yes. Keep on what?
I feel like she's gonna make an appearance. I really was hoping to see her again, and I'm still hoping that we will. Honestly, I don't think with all Moffat's, his crazy storylines and very intricate weaving right now, I don't think there would have been time for her right now, and I think that would have been too much. So I'm okay with her not being there yet, but I think we do need to see her soon.
I agree. I think she's a very dynamic character, and in a way, I think it would have almost been difficult to have her be the direct companion for a prolonged period of time because the two of them would have just seemed almost unstoppable. But can anybody tell me an interesting fact about the actress that played? Yes, in that. Yes. That's correct. She's Peter Davison's daughter.
Oh yeah,
And she is David Tennant's wife. So she's the.
Right? He's living all our dreams.
It's a paradox.
Yep.
If you were related to paradox.
no, it's literally a pair of dogs.
Now,
We'll be here all day, people.
yes, way in the back. What? Say again?
Discord Whooves.
I actually, sadly, have not been able to read much of that. I'm sorry. So I can't.
Sorry, no comment. That's something we can all get behind.
Stop it.
Actually, so
I'm 12, I'm sorry.
I do have to just say something. Okay, who here thinks Eccleston is best Doctor? Okay.
He's my favorite.
Okay, I do have to say, I love Eccleston's portrayal. He did do something off screen though that I have to kind of chuckle at now, was that when John Barrowman first showed up, he took him to the side and he was like, don't forget who's the star here. And I was like, oh, Eccleston, that was uncalled for. Well, the joke being, of course, John later gets Torchwood, which is still running, and I'm like, interesting. It's just like,
But he's Destro.
it's like, yes. I don't want to be typecast as the Doctor. No, I want to be typecast as a villain.
A horrible one at that.
No.
He's gonna be in Thor too.
Is he?
Yeah,
What?
I'm not going to start going into good or bad acting on that. I'm going to avoid that. That hornet's nest. So, okay, yes. And he was what? I'm sorry.
You thought he would return back.
I partially wonder how much, again, this is me speculating because I don't know him personally. Okay.
Who's first?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm just talking. Sorry.
We do.
Yeah. Why we're up here, I guess. No, was that I kind of wondered because, you know, if he's going off to the side and saying things like that to John Barrowman, I kind of wonder what he was like to work with. I can't say I was not working on the show or anything, but I kind of wonder how much of it was him going like, well, I refuse to come back, and how much would it have maybe have been them going like, okay, we just don't want you back. I mean, I can't say, but I mean, if he was very adamant about not wanting to be typecast as a Doctor, maybe he really didn't want to come back and just said, no, I finished, I did mine, so. But I did like that they at least gave him the nod with the leather jacket running around in the later season.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Yes.
So.
See, my issue with rumors like that is, I've been a production assistant on filming and things like this, web shows, nothing big, but I see things for myself, and I see how these people are, and then I go online and I see all these comments about, oh, they did this because they're this way, and I bet they did this because that, and I heard a rumor of so and so, and I'm just like.
Yeah.
Like, if you only get part of what happened, you don't get the whole story, and that's why I just take rumors like that with a grain of salt, because yeah, he may have said that, but like he said, what's the context behind it?
Yeah.
And what are your own thoughts that you're putting in? Like, if I think David Tennant is the most amazing person ever, which I do, anything that he does is going to seem like golden to me. So if he makes a mistake, it's going to seem always right, even though he may be wrong in that one instance.
Yeah.
So that's why don't take those things seriously.
It takes a keen eye to be able to separate those two things, and that's why criticism becomes difficult, because once we have a view of something, be it for it or against it, we start to input that on everything that person does. So again, maybe he was telling the truth and he was, wasn't that bad. Maybe it was just one little instance. Maybe it was John Barrowman getting a little upset. Who knows? Not there. So, who knows? Don't laugh at me. No, just I got a bigger laugh. No. All right. Any immediate questions, or shall we go along with
On with the
factoids?
show.
I see you're kind of doing this, but I don't know if you're just fixing your wig. So, okay.
Actually, I wanted to do something. Can we get everyone who's cosplaying as Doctor Who up here?
Oh yeah, for a photo?
Well,
Photo and video?
I just wanted to say.
Oh, okay.
Photo op.
Third Doctor.
Now, strut your stuff on the catwalk. I'm just.
It's Derpy.
That was another Doctor, and he said he was going to be here.
Wait, he was here earlier. What is
Why is the Doctor wearing derby skivvies?
This just took a darker turn.
Chili baby? Alright.
Wait, who are you guys? I mean, what's your names?
Wait. Brett?
Daniel.
Daniel?
Walter.
Walter. Nice to meet you guys.
Meet all of you. Thank you very much for
All right,
cosplaying.
everyone. Give me a little applause. Now, sweetie, you're Daniel, right?
Yes.
Okay, your cosplay is great, but you look like the jack is swallowing you.
Yeah, sorry.
He just regenerated, and the clothes don't
Exactly.
play.
Still good.
I feel like you just regenerated, that's all. I think that's what it
Okay,
is.
I definitely find the meeting out.
Story of our lives.
Yeah.
No, you guys all did amazing. You guys have any questions for them?
As far as cosplay goes, or Doctor Who goes?
Or just another round of applause?
Yeah!
Thank you guys so much. Chill,
Oh, by the way,
we're
not the
not-
eels.
Yeah, Okay, do we have any fans of Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide in the audience? Oh, good. All right, a little bit of fun factoid. Can you name a reference that is in Doctor Who to Hitchhiker's Guide? Yes.
In David Tennant's first episode, he said, if something was not bad for a man in his pajamas, I'd rather feel like Arthur Dent.
Very good.
Yeah. I wish we had like prizes.
I know, I have like a little bit of candy, but not much.
Douglas
They just gave me a
Adams
gift
wrote
card.
some episodes for it, though.
Say again?
Douglas Adams wrote some Doctor Who episodes.
That is correct. Douglas Adams did write a couple of episodes back in the original. However, one of the episodes he wrote for the reboot was during the writer's strike, and they were not able to finish it because it was when they regenerate. That's when they changed from Rose to Martha, and there was just too much that he would have had to redo, so that one got scrapped. So
That makes me sad.
I know, but so. What's another little fun little? Oh, okay. So we know that Torchwood is an anagram for Doctor Who.
Yes.
Rearrange it. Do you know where Torchwood originated? As far as, yes. Yeah.
They originally used in the BBC Torchwood as an anagram for Doctor Who, so no one would be interested in it. Like,
That's correct, so that nobody would steal the footage when it was in transit. They called it Torchwood, so nobody knew it was connected to Doctor Who. So people were like, some show called Torchwood coming through, I don't care. Okay, so.
I'm gonna steal this from him.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. There's a couple of them. I hope you don't mind, like I was sitting there last night and I was just like, I just want to find some little interesting tidbits to share. So.
I was just like on Wikipedia and watching YouTube of what they have in Derpy. So
That works.
yeah. Like my research was just YouTube.
Oh, so, okay, if you want to go ahead and read one or anything, I wasn't sure. I don't know how many are left to hear, I mean, just by all means.
No! Benedict Cumberbatch, both, and Bill Nye, I always say that right. They both turned down roles for the Doctor.
Yep. Both for the same reason, too.
Who?
Bill Nye, the science guy, and... I almost had you, I was like, dang you.
Oh my god, if Bill Nye, the science guy, was the Doctor, I would freak out. It would be the alternate.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this Beatman can be like the master.
Yeah, sure, joke's on you, I got the Doctor. Continue, I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
I'm trying to figure out why they turned it down. What did it say? Oh, really? Oh, but that doesn't make sense. Benedict Cumberbatch, he turned it down because of the high-profile name. He didn't want to be associated with a high-profile name.
In all fairness, what he means by that is more the merchandising, not necessarily a big name, because he didn't feel right if he was going to have his name on, like, if his face was going to be on, like, lunch boxes.
Okay.
He probably
Not
should
like
go
the
to
Hobbit.
Comic-Con.
I mean,
So, so who has seen the Doctor and Assistant, of course? Oh, for a moment I was like, only one?
I just started today.
Oh, okay. That's all right. So, funny little story about the voice actor that plays the Doctor in that web series. He is from Britain. He is from the UK. However, he was born in Texas. Funny enough, he was at the Equestria Girl showing I went to. He came in and he said, "Oh, thanks." And I'm like, "Did I ever tell you sound like the guy who?" He's like, "That's me." And I'm like, "I thought you were based out of the UK." He's like, "I am."
Wait, who was it?
And you are randomly here in a Houston theater. Why? Like, but what it is, his family met, funny enough, in Saudi Arabia, moved to the UK, got married, came to Texas, had him, moved to Canada, and then now they make this journey every couple of years that they'll go back to Saudi Arabia, then to the UK, then over to Texas and back. So he was here for a brief visit before he was going to be studying abroad in Canada. So, who knew? Gonna be the catchphrase.
The guy who voiced Doctor Who for fan stuff, Kimo, he also was at the Equestria a few months ago.
Yes, he was. He snuck in. We didn't know he was there. Like, we heard rumors, and I'm like, really? Again, why is he in Texas?
I got his autograph.
Nice. He's a super sweet guy. So.
All right, any questions before we move on? Oh, over there.
How did you guys feel like when Rose was sent to the other universe and the stage kind of ended? Season 2 or season 4?
Oh, like at first when we had no idea what like
Really?
it was gonna, and we're just like, oh.
Well, I'm a crybaby, so first I cried.
Yes.
And then I cried some more.
Thank you.
And then I ate a lot of chocolate, cried some more, rewatched it.
And
I really thought it was an odd way to end it. I was really happy they kept her alive. I mean, if you follow any sci-fi show, they usually kill everybody. So that I was happy, but
I'm the leaf in the wind, see how
just the fact that there was 2 doctors, though, I just thought that was so weird, and he was human. I thought that was like every fangirl's dream that just came true in that scene, and I thought that was really weird. Other than that, I actually did like it.
I have to agree, because throughout the history of the Doctor, I mean, there was always a different connection, but all the girls always, fell in love with the Doctor. And Rose, of course, starts and feels no different. It's another girl who's going to fall in love with him, and ultimately he can't be with her because just how things are. And then to be able to to give her Doctor, but to let him go on his way. In a way, I felt like it was kind of a cop-out, because I was like, but that's not fair. None of the others from this history ever got their Doctor that they wanted. But then, in retrospect, it was also groundbreaking for that, because it was finally being able to say, well, here, she gets him, but she doesn't get him. And she gets a him that will grow old and will, live a life with her. So, I did have mixed emotions. I think it was well scripted, it was well done. So, I mean, I kind of came out of it going, all right.
But I think with any end, really, we're always going to have mixed feelings. We're going to be happy, we're going to be sad, we're going to be angry. I mean, it's the way it is.
It's always that one thing we can nitpick for the rest of eternity. Like, oh, okay. You setting something up?
Anything else?
Any questions? Well, let's...
Walter?
Yeah, Walter.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, really, did you need to ask that? Yes, we know the answer to this.
She already wanders off, she touches stuff, breaks stuff. There you go.
She is the perfect companion.
Just like Claire.
Just like Clara.
Clara, okay, and there's gonna be a plot twist next season. Clara is derpy.
Yeah.
Yes.
When she comes out, her eyes are all cross-eyed, blonde.
I don't know where I am.
I'd love to see that. And then again, I would love to see Tabitha St. Germain just go in there and play a companion for an episode and just like
a one-shot, like Side Sparrow.
That would be nice.
Oh, I can see that.
I can.
We had a question over here.
Your hand went down?
There you go.
Which was worse for you, Donna Noble losing her memory or Amy Pond dying?
What was the second one?
Oh, which was poor Amy Pond? Wait, again.
Oh,
does everybody know the fate of the Ponds?
Yes.
Okay, we're just checking because we don't
Wait,
want to.
raise your hand if you said no. You might want to leave the room for the next 5 minutes.
Close your
I'd say.
ears.
Earmuffs.
So we're trying so hard not to. We're trying so hard not to do spoilers, so it's like. Okay, wait, no. Just the question is ultimately, which are we more sad over, the fate of the Ponds or the fate of Donna? So I will say, I'm more sad at the fate of Donna.
Yeah. That makes me tear up now.
See, she was one of my favorite companions, but she kind of got a happy ending, though. I mean,
she was.
but it's so sad, though.
It's Lauren Cooper, for
And then
God's sake.
Rory.
Is she bothered? She's not bothered.
I ain't Blubbert.
I'm
By the
bothered.
way,
Look at her face.
have you seen? Oh my gosh, Catherine Tate and David Tennant in Much Ado About Nothing.
Oh God, they're amazing.
Brilliant production. Loved it. Sorry, I just had to say that just because it was. Yes. If you can, try and find it. I don't know if you can online, but try and
It's
find
now available for the U.S. online.
it. They did finally put it online?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I
After the
literally
show,
had
all
to-
of us workers can watch it.
Yes, I will. Actually, I think I have it on my external hard drive. So, no, it is an amazing production. But the thing was, early on, because they were supposed to release a DVD and they never did. And then, I was contacting all my friends in the UK, did you happen to go see that show? Yeah. did you happen to bootleg it and record it while you were there? And like, so many of them are like, yeah, I did. Great, can you share? No, I don't feel comfortable about that. Really? I'm stuck here in the US, I can't go see this. So eventually I had one very kind friend who was like, here. And I'm like, thank you. So, sorry.
And you just had to wait.
Yeah, I
We're
had to
not
wait.
good at that though, are we?
No, we're not. Well, at first, when they were like, oh, it's a DVD. No, you're not getting a DVD. And I'm like, is this, we're not getting a DVD for now? Or is it, we're not getting a DVD ever? So that's why I went and looked. So I'll still buy it. I'm not.
It's online, and you have to buy it to download it.
Right.
But it's available in the US.
Okay, cool. Yes,
What do you think Claire's reaction to the Doctor regeneration?
Oh,
What?
what do we think? her
I'm
reaction
hoping
is?
angry for some reason. I wanted to be angry because I
Well, I
just
feel like he's gonna be better from like, she has a crush on Matt Smith when it comes to, here.
it's just gonna, oh yeah, because he is going to an older guy, so.
Oh, but he's a
Well,
hot
again,
older
we're
guy.
trying so hard. We're trying so hard
I'm
not to do
still
spoilers. So.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm just gonna okay. The anniversary special and then the Christmas special, leave it to BBC to like celebrate the New Year in the most horrific way possible. But I think that Clara, whether Clara continues, I mean the last episode ended so weird. I don't know.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think considering what she's been through in that final episode, once you realize what happened, she's gonna accept it pretty right away.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I thought about
Yeah, I
it.
think she's probably gonna. I mean, she'll be sad. They're always sad, but I think she's gonna. Go. Oh, she's looking at her
She'll be a
phone. I was like,
Yeah, I like that last episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think she's gonna be okay with it. But like you said, she's pretty sad about it. We all will be. I mean, I've grown to really love Matt Smith.
Reaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the 12th Doctor, what do you guys think of the choice?
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
really? He's so awesome.
Oh God, yeah.
Have you
He'll
heard
be
that?
sassy.
I am really ready for like the sassiest Doctor yet. I mean,
I think too, it's amazing they're letting him keep his Scottish accent. So this is the first time we're gonna have well, I mean, David Tennant was Scottish, but they didn't have him speaking Scottish. So this is gonna be interesting to see
so
a
they're making
Scottish Doctor.
changes but slowly.
Yeah, but so slowly. Let people adapt one thing at a time. So I'm eager for it. I think it's going to be interesting because since he is an older gentleman, his either A, they're going to do it again very John Pertwee, where he's kind of this 007, running around still doing martial art, or they're going to have to change it where he's even more intellectual and witty and fights mentally, which we have seen, but he's not going to be able to run around the way Eccleston and Tennant and the reboot have done. So it is going to be an interesting dynamic shift to see how he handles problems. I mean, is it going to be physical or is it going to be more intellectual? So, yes.
Speaking of a few names, what do you think of Canine?
I love
I miss K9 so much. Oh my god.
I miss Sarah Jane.
I miss Elizabeth Sladen.
Okay, so I have to let you guys know. I was really obsessed with Sarah Jane, her show and everything.
Oh my God, yes.
And I have not seen the last season because every time I start, I want to start crying. So I haven't seen the last season.
There was a very loving in moment when she passed, and it showed Canine with his head down saying
It
goodbye
was-
to Mr. I was like,
What?
Oh God.
I was just like,
Next topic.
Oh, she's also, I work at a clothing store right now, and we have to dress very professionally and nice and pretty, and I seriously, most of my outfits are inspired by Doctor Who. I'm just throwing that out there. And I have so many vests now because of Sarah Jane. So, and boots.
Nice.
Alright, you had a question?
Someone?
Someone had a question.
Yes.
What if you had regenerated this new glory?
Yes.
What if you regenerated this new glory?
The doctor
What
played the doctor.
if he had regenerated this?
Yeah, like that mouse.
Into house.
Oh, there
What's
was.
a twist? No, I'm just
What is this?
If that was the case, Stephen Fry has to be the companion.
There is no other way. Stephen Fry.
Exactly. It's a bit of pride glory.
Oh wow.
Thank you for joining us.
We're not over yet.
No, I mean, well, they were.
No, I think he would be an interesting doctor, but I like who they chose. I'm happy. I think that there's always somebody we think they'll be the best doctor ever, and they make good decisions for a reason. And you look at him, and yes, he's a fanboy like us. Fan, girl, boy, whatever. He's a fan like us. And that's why I was like quickly on board with this. Back there with Luke?
I was just curious, but it has to do with babysitting. Have you watched the new shows and broadcast?
Not
I
yet,
haven't got
no.
to yet.
It's so good.
Good? Alright.
Yeah.
My mother got to. She's like calling me on the phone. Like, oh my gosh! I'm like, haven't seen it yet. Haven't seen it yet.
No spoilers!
So,
Alright, you had a question?
yeah.
Oh my gosh, Harry Potter is the Doctor. There would be so many Doctor Who Harry Potter fan fiction more than there already is.
Expecto like TARDIS. Yeah. Go ahead.
I love Daniel Radcliffe. I love and adore him. I would support anything he does. But he's not the Doctor, let's be real.
Yeah.
He's not.
I have to agree.
He's Harry Potter.
My thing was my first thing was, okay, it's this young actor. And they're like, he's doing stuff on Broadway. And I come from a very theatrical background. I'm like, really?
John
Okay.
Yeah, no,
and then
good.
watching it, and I got to see some of the footage, and I got to listen to him. And while he's not gonna be the next great Broadway star, he did carry himself well. He played the part well. He sang well. And then so when people were like, oh, he's gonna be that, I was like, I think you're just saying that because you want the crossover potential. I don't think that's really it. But if he did, I would be like, okay, it'll be passable. I don't think he's gonna be a great Doctor though.
Hermione as the Doctor.
Yes.
That would be the hottest Doctor.
And she'd be ginger.
She'd be the redhead assistant.
Yes. Yeah.
They make her director for this for a while.
Yeah. He finally gets the form that he's always never had. Always never had.
So, out of curiosity, what do you guys think if we had a female Doctor? I'm just curious.
I'd be open to it. Be honest.
Yeah, I'm one of those, when I first heard it, I'm like, but it's the Doctor, he's a guy. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, I can see it. I mean, it can work. I mean, if they have, just like if you have the right guy Doctor, and if you have the right female Doctor, she can just blow it away if we have the right person. And I think Hermione can do that.
Have you seen the old comedy special with Rowan Atkinson?
Yes.
Oh my
Love that
gosh,
bit.
the Hugh Grant.
Oh yes. And then finally he does regenerate into a female.
That was,
Go look it up.
If you guys
Like
haven't
just
seen
search
it.
YouTube Rowan
The
Atkinson.
chick from AdFab, that was awesome.
Yeah. That
Oh,
was
we have a question back there?
I think it could work if it was done right. It just might be a bit confusing after so many years and.
Oh, we're gonna have like whole articles about tradition and what the Doctor represents, and then you gotta remind them it's science fiction.
Yeah.
This is the world of unlimited possibilities. There we go.
True. Although I laugh at the joke of like, imagine if like changes it's a guy and they're like, I'm a woman. And you're like, what? Well, on Gallifrey, like I mean, you could do totally different weird things with it if you want.
I think in the classic Who, somebody did mention that they were a guy and then turned into a woman or vice versa. I remember reading something about that.
It was in the Doctor's
there
Wife.
you go.
Doctor's Wife,
He
yeah.
was talking about his friend.
Yeah, that's right. That's
I
right.
heard something.
Yes.
Daniel.
Yes. Also, basically, for like the Doctor female thing, remember when the 10th would generate to 11, and second yourself, it's like, I'm a girl.
Oh yeah.
So
At first, I'm a girl. Like, no.
Oh, that's good.
So I think it's possible, and I think, depending who's writing for it, I think they're gonna have really big possibilities in the future. But let's figure out what happens with the 12th Doctor first. Because I feel like it's gonna be a very, very sad season, lots of tears.
Come before New Year's, where it's gonna be like, so.
I got a photo shoot.
Ooh, have fun.
Yeah.
They're using. Go ahead. Go.
Okay, so there's supposed to be 12. Only 12. Or
13 lives, so 12
13
generations.
lives. The problem with the Master is I read somewhere that he was given more. He was given more, and that's what my theory is, and what's going to happen with the Doctor. He's going to be given more regenerations later on.
And if we think about it, the River song, the scene with Let's Kill Hitler, when she gives him her energy, technically she had at least, I can't remember, I know they showed in the flashbacks how many times she died and regenerated, but she had at least 8 regenerations to hand over, so we don't know if maybe the energy she gave him is worth another 8. Who knows? So.
I miss River Song already.
Yeah.
Not that she's gone, we don't know. Spoilers.
Yeah.
She's in cute.
Oh yeah, wait, we already know what happens to her.
You know, actually, I will admit, at first, I was not too big of a fan of River Song, and I know people are going to be like, what?
Well, it was really weird how she came in and just,
she
like,
just
made her
knew
presence.
everything, and I was like, what is with this character?
I'm
And
sorry,
then-
it's like if you go to a convention and one person walks in, it's like, I already know everything. I know everybody here. I know
you're
what
just
I'm
like,
doing.
and you're like,
Yes.
and then, but like, and then the joke was,
If it's my work.
and but then as you're seeing her more, and she got like more, like, no, I'm gonna marry him. And I'm like, my gosh, another girl who's just like, that doctor's mine. You know, so, but then when the BBC ran her timeline and it showed it from her angle, and then I went, oh my gosh, this is a tragic, beautiful character, because it was, you know, as I will love him more, he will know me less. And that just finally really clicked for me, and I was just like, oh.
And then we all are in the corner crying.
Yeah, and I was like, so that first episode when I'm like, who's this right? Oh. Like, I mean, so it was finally seeing things from her perspective really got me to.
And that's why she's also one of my favorites now. You have a question?
Yes.
What about the villains?
Oh my god.
Villains?
Oh, like our favorites are.
Favorite villain?
Oh, honey.
The Clockwork Venetians, is that what you said? Yo, Mr. Thicky Thick.
Hey, everyone, don't blink.
Well, as long as one of us blinks but others are still staring, that's fine.
You know,
Unless you get an angel in your eye, then it's from.
I really did like the, whenever I have friends who don't really want to get into Doctor Who, but they want to, you know, at least watch something so they know what I'm talking about, I always show them Blink. I mean, as a standalone episode of anything, that is an amazing episode. It is amazing villains. There was a time that I think the Weeping Angels kind of got a little, but then they came back around to being totally awesome, and then we found out what happened later with, you know, Ooh, and...
Yeah.
But,
I gotta say the Master is my all-time favorite villain, just because, I mean, it's a consistent force.
I can't do it right. You guys do it for me? Is this happy? You guys do it? There you go.
But I would also say, though, I finally had a deeper respect for the Cybermen in the last season. Like, I finally saw them as a freaking threat. I was like, So, sorry, I can't say.
Yeah, Daleks, I mean, really, they're amazing and scary and brutal, and love that. And then you open up and they're gooey.
Mushy on the inside.
Yeah.
And they actually have the Doctor's help for one episode.
Yeah.
One guy.
I think it was, I mean, you know, I think it was just stated best when, you know, well, why can't you go? Maybe we can't exterminate such beautiful hate. And I was just like, oh, snap! Like, so.
But also, I mean, just go back all the way to the first Doctor, when they first travel, and the Daleks are there, and it just, when you think about that and how long they've been there, and how they're still scary. Like, when they went to go during that World War II thing, and he has that, like, camera green page, and he asked for, you know, would you like some tea and crumpets or whatever? I was like, when he asked the Doctor if he wanted anything, the most innocent Dalek voice ever, I thought that was the scariest thing ever, because I knew something was up, and to say something so mundane, that was the first time in a long while I was actually scared, and this blew me away. And then we all saw what happened, of course.
Yeah. It's like, but yeah, I mean, to me, Daleks are so iconic, what the Master was too, because, and so I'm hoping we get Master back, so. Interesting note though, there is only, I believe, one group, especially one gentleman, who makes the Daleks, who actually originated as an extra in the Invasion of Daleks film when that first came out in the 60s. And there was a little place in London called the Who Shop, and it's got everything who, if you ever go to the UK, you gotta check it out. But the joke is there's this tiny little hidden door through a TARDIS that you gotta go through, and it's a private collection, and he builds Daleks, and they are not in the show, but they are the only official Daleks that they sell. So I think that's pretty cool that it's like just this one guy just back there going, making Daleks.
She got her hand up.
How did you feel about when you first saw Clara at the dog asylum? Like when you tried watching
When we
that?
first see her, I'm sorry again, trying not to. Is he still here? Oh, I think he left.
What do you mean? When we first saw her as a character, or when we figured out?
Oh, like when him
Oh.
having the moment of how are you here, and us going like, didn't we just?
She like and then you
That
see
part.
her and she's only a dollar. And you're like,
That
Oh,
was. I thought that
that
was brilliant.
part, okay.
I love that. That like blew me away.
I kind of felt it coming. I admit, because I even found myself going, where is she getting food? Like, where are her supplies? How has she been on supplies this long? And then, like, whenever, like, she knew so much about it, and it's like, something's not right here.
I got so mad.
And then I was like, and then they're like, and then when his face, and I went, oh.
Yeah, it was just when that moment happened, I was just like, oh, everything's fine. Aww, you just feel sad. No, I really love that episode. Actually, I think someone back there had their hand up for a while. Yeah.
Because I've heard mixed reviews on this from fans. What are your thoughts on
On what? I can't hear.
Doctor's daughter, Jenny.
Oh, what are my, the character?
I think you guys already heard my opinions on Jenny, didn't you? Earlier, before we started the whole panel?
Like, I mean, just my opinions on the character, the actress, the what?
just the whole idea of the character?
Oh, the character? I personally like it because, again, if we're gonna start pretending that there's only like less than 5, Time Lords or ladies out there, okay, it's good to know that there is someone else out there who's, going and doing all that. And I mean, I liked, because when she first was gonna die, I was like, man, dang it, you introduced a cool character just to kill them off, and then we see her get back, and I'm like, and I mean, she might have her full 13 ahead of her, so.
No, I'm really curious to see what happens with her. I love Jenny. I think she, at first when I was a little iffy at first, because like, it was really weird just to have a doctor's daughter and just have her suddenly a GI doctor basically. But going back and rewatching those episodes, I've learned to love her and really appreciate her character, and I really want to see her back, and I really, really want to see what happens. I was explaining to someone earlier that there is no time. They wanted to see her, the past few seasons, but I feel like the way things were, there was no time for Jenny. So. Yeah, of course.
There's always a possibility.
So we have like 5 minutes left, so we're gonna take like 2 questions. So I know you had your hand up.
Favorite doctor?
Who quote? Oh, honey.
All my love too long ago. Today's yet to come.
Wanna make me cry?
Because it's when Tennant got to express his feelings about, they've got it being Tennant. I mean, it's supposed to be 10 and 5, but it's Tennant getting to tell people how he felt, and saying, "You were my doctor." I think that's just the sweetest thing, and I think it is all summarized with those 2 lines at the end of that little bit. So that's my favorite.
There's so many, but let me tell you 2.
Come on, Z.
Oh, come on.
That's so easy.
When the doctor says, "I don't want to go," that broke my heart so much. Because at that point, it wasn't the doctor, it was David Tennant, and it was all of us. And
do you know that was an ad-lib?
Yeah, I know.
I love that.
Did you guys know that was an ad-lib?
Yes.
Yeah, that was completely Tennant saying it his own, and they loved it so much they kept it.
Yeah.
And so you get to literally see David Tennant's heart break on film.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
And of course,
if you guys wanted that scene to be even more sad.
and the context of Alonzi, let's go. I don't want to go. It was just like, so many levels. This is good. I mean, there's a lot of really good movement.
And because she's still one of my favorite characters of all time, ever. Hello, sweetie. Any more questions? You can get one more. One final question, Danny.
Yes.
I guess I got a question. who's your least favorite Doctor?
My least favorite. Hugh Grant.
You want to go? All the people who haven't been the Doctor. We're going out on who do we not like?
Hugh Grant. Oh, that's.
In all fairness, there's something great about all of them. It's hard to go like
Even with bad wardrobes and everything. I mean, they all have their own quirks. I mean, we stuck around this long for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, are we an actor or character? I mean.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I get. If the truth about Eccleston is there, then him. If it's actor, I guess. But well, only if it's true. If it's not, then I have no case. So.
Schrodinger's doctor.
So which one?
Schrodinger's doctor.
Schrodinger's doctor. Well, if he's a jerk and he's in the box, but he's not a jerk and he's out of the box. I can't say. I might want to ask for another question because I feel odd going out.
I'm sorry. I don't have a least favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just so hard.
Yeah. Any last question?
How about who's your favorite?
Favorite?
Going back to Schrodinger's doctor, 9. But I'm madly in love with the first Doctor. He's full of sass and snark, and it's wonderful. Like, you don't mess with him, and he takes charge. Slightly sexist, but, considering the time, I'll forgive it this once.
I gotta go Pertwee, not just because of the family connection, but I mean, I really felt like that's when it started to get like this kind of cool adventure action feel going. And as a kid, since that's what I was, looking for at the time, I'm like, okay, it's a guy talking and there's Indians or something. I don't get it. And then Pertwee's been like, oh, we get the Who-mobile. Like, I mean, I was a kid. What did I mean, so that would be my favorite.
And at the end of the day, I mean, no matter what happens, we're gonna stick around. We all love the show through thick and thin. I mean, it's a really great show with stories and all these characters that are so full of life. I mean, we relate to the show for a reason.
So thank you all very much for coming out. We hope we were some informative nature. Enjoy the convention.
Thank you, guys.